Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Tuesday Talks with the Conways.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Chris. And we're glad to have you here this week. And hello, Devin. Glad to have you here as well. We've got quite a few friends with us on Instagram. And as we wait for a little bit more to join us, we'll just kind of chit chat a little bit. Um, our weather is finally starting to get a little bit warmer.
Yes, and it's been raining for like 2 weeks straight, and it finally didn't rain today. So
Yay. Hello, Redina. And hi, Mom.
my mommy's here.
Glad to have you all here. Yes, we're very excited about this week's topic. It may end up being a two-parter.
Yeah, there's a lot. When we were doing our research, we realized there's a lot more to cover than we would have anticipated. So we'll see what we can get through tonight.
Probably because it's one of the least talked about macros. Because we've kind of been on a macro series, so to speak. Last week we talked about was it carbs? I think it was carbs.
Yes, because the week before was protein.
Was protein. Yes. So we're going to be talking about the last major macronutrient, but we do want to give everyone a chance to join a little bit. If you would like to catch up on any of our previous podcasts, you can catch the videos on YouTube. But if you want to catch the audio podcast, you can take a look at Spotify podcast or Apple podcast to listen to the audio version of those. Also, feel free to interject any comments, any questions, even if they're not quite related to the topic.
Yes, we will stop what we're talking about to answer any questions.
Yes, we love interactive podcasts. So feel free to comment anything. Also, if you have anything that you'd like to talk about, if any of your questions lead to future topics, don't be surprised. We always love finding things, and we also love first-time guests. We've got Janice with us on Facebook for the first time.
We're so glad you're here.
Very, very glad to have you here. We are with the Healthy program. We're coaches with Healthy. We've been coaches for long time, longer than I can remember, probably. But we host this live session every barring any unforeseen circumstances or planned adventures. We are here every Tuesday evening, 7:30 Central. 8:30 Eastern. Usually, if we are not here, we do have some other coaches that like to step into. So, hope to see you back here again in the future, Janice. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment on those. But I will bring it, shift it over to Courtney and let her introduce our topic for the week.
Yes, tonight we're talking all about the macronutrient of fat. Fat is something that's not talked about very often, and it's kind of like carbs, where it's like people kind of misunderstand it and just expect it to all be bad. So we're going to talk about fats tonight.
Yes, and Misty is also a first-time guest, and she says she's stalled, and we've all been there.
He's actually stalled.
Yeah, I'm currently stalled.
He was actually just talking today about how frustrating it is.
It's very frustrating. So I am here to support you. You've got this. I've got this. You've got this. We have all got this. And our mantra this year has been consistency, and that's going to be the biggest thing for all of us to continue, whether you're making really good progress or if you're stalled like me and Misty, having a little bit of kind of a plateau moment. Consistency is going to be key to help get you through those moments. But so getting back to the macros though, have you ever avoided something because you thought it just had too much fat? And you're like, all fat is bad, and it just makes, because we're trying to lose weight, and that weight generally is consistent of fat. So we always think, in my mind, fat is bad sometimes.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
I was going to say.
Oh, when we go to the store, you kind of gravitate towards those fat-free foods because you feel like they're healthier. Fat-free cheese, fat-free, milk, all the fat-free stuff. And sometimes that's also just because they are less calories, but sometimes less fat does not mean healthier for you.
Absolutely. So for decades, fat has been blamed for weight gain and heart disease. But today, we know the story is a lot more nuanced. There's not all fats are created equal.
There's multiple different kinds of fats.
There are basically kind of two main categories of fat. There's healthy fats, and then the not so healthy fats, and then there's a couple of breakdowns amongst there too. So we will be talking about that as well.
And Janice said she's having trouble getting enough calories. She gets enough fiber and proteins. So this might be very helpful for you because a lot of the healthier fats are higher in calories, but
Mhm.
it's something that would be great to add if you need to, like adding like olive oil to your food or something just to add calories and add those healthier fats without it being the not so healthy.
Absolutely. And we'll be talking about this, the kinds of fats later, but some of the higher calorie, healthier fat items are going to be some nuts and grains and those. And I love a good pistachio, almonds, those type of things. They're going to be a little higher on the calorie side,
Mhm.
but they're going to have the healthier fats that you're going to be wanting to look for. So that might help you as well. So we'll be talking a lot about the different options for healthier fats that will help you get enough calories. And that
Mhm.
is a really Janice brings up a really good point. In your weight loss and health journey, it is very important to get enough calories because you can get too few, and having too few
Mhm.
can slow down your metabolism, and also just you're not going to be getting the nutrients that your body needs too.
Yeah.
So you do need to get enough. So that is a really good comment and thought, Janice. So appreciate that. But all fats are not equal. So some fats, it does help support heart health and helps regulate cholesterol. It helps keep you full longer and also sometimes helps you absorb those vitamins a little bit more.
Yes, absolutely. Like you said, it helps brain function, helps your body absorb nutrients and vitamins. So that is why, like, while people act like fats are always bad, we do need them.
Absolutely. So, other fats can help can increase inflammation and negatively affect heart health when consumed in excess. So, what is fat and why do we need it? So, kind of some
Mhm.
basic science on what a fat is one of the three macronutrients. We talked about protein and carbs previously, but fat is the last of the three. Basically, fat is your body's energy stores. There are 9 calories
Mhm.
per 1 gram of fat, versus carbs and protein only have 4 calories per gram. So it's a more concentrated dose. So it's kind of where your body stores those excess reserves of energy. And right now, my body has a little bit extra, more of reserves of energy than I would like, and that is something that you can use to your advantage. But fats, um, a lot of hormones in your body are made from fats, and so some of the examples are testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol.
Mhm. Very low fat diets can sometimes negatively
Hmm.
affect hormone production. This is very essential for people with PCOS that already have like hormone issues. If you're not having enough of those healthy fats, which I honestly probably am not, and I do have PCOS, it can make the hormone issues even worse.
Hmm.
So making sure you have those healthier fats for your hormones is very essential. And not just PCOS, there are other hormone issues
Hmm.
as well.
Absolutely. And also, certain vitamins are fat soluble. So vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K all absorb better with fat. So if you have really low dietary fat, your body can struggle absorbing those
Mhm.
vitamins. And those vitamins are pretty essential to making sure you stay healthy. And welcome, Sherry
Hello,
from Florida.
Sherry.
Hope you're having some awesome weather down there in Florida.
Yeah, so when a vitamin is fat soluble, you need fat
Mhm.
for those vitamins. And like he said, there's multiple different vitamins that you need fat to be able to absorb, or else you're not going to absorb it efficiently,
Absolutely. And the brain is nearly 60% fat by
which I
dry
actually
weight.
didn't know.
Yes. Fun fact. So, not factoring in any of the water, 60% of it is fat. So, it's really kind of important. So, healthy fats can help play an important role in memory, focus, and cognitive function. And so, those are very, very important for healthy lifestyles. When we're talking about getting healthy, we need to make sure that we have a holistic view. So, we want to make sure that
Hmm.
we're keeping in mind our mental health, our physical health, emotional health, all those
Yes,
things
heart
play.
health, brain health, all of
Yes.
that.
Your teeth. That's not something you think about. I just had a visit with my primary care physician, and she says, make sure you go to the dentist and get your eyes checked, along with taking your
Your teeth
children
checked.
dentist and eyes checked.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant to get, I'm
No, not at
sorry.
the same
I'm
time.
sorry. I
Yes, two
thought
different doctors. Yes, because
I
those
understood.
some things are areas where it's easy to forget. You go to the primary care when you're sick to get healthy,
Hmm.
but you don't always go to the dentist or the eye doctor to get those things checked up. So you want to make sure you have overall health. But some of the healthy fats are monosaturated fats, and those are often considered the most heart-friendly fats
Hmm.
as well.
And this is where I struggle because I'm picky. I don't like pretty much all of these. Avocados. Don't like them. Olive oil, I do like. Olives, nope. Almonds, nope. Cashews, nope. Pecans, nope. He loves all of it. So I pretty much got olive oil.
She'll have pecans in on like
Well, like in stuff.
on
But yeah, I'm very
on
picky.
top of
I
sweet
get it
potato
from my
casserole.
mother, who only eats French fries and chicken. She's watching right now, so
She eats a few more items than that. She eats like 5 items.
yeah.
But yes, so all those items, sadly, she doesn't care for too much. But I really, really enjoy it. I've taken to recently. Costco has these individual packs of guacamole, and guacamole. I love guacamole, and I love all avocados. So for one, I don't know
I
how to.
do eat avocados in my sushi.
Good. That is really good. I don't know how to pick an avocado. I don't really know how to make sure they're ripe and they're best. So the pre-portioned individual serving size of the guacamole at Costco is really, really good for me. It helps get me that healthy fat. We have this protein bread by Lewis Bakery that's 11 grams of protein and like 6 grams of fiber, and then I add the guacamole on top of that, and that helps me get some healthy fats on there
Mhm.
too. But I also do love almonds and cashews and nuts, but those are a little on the higher on the calorie side. Like I mentioned, if you struggle to get your calories, those will help you and get your calories. I don't have a problem getting my calories, so I don't get a lot of those in, but I do love the almonds and cashews in my guacamole.
Mhm. But research consistently shows that diets rich in monosaturated fats can help improve cholesterol levels, support heart health, which is very important, reduce cardiovascular risk. So especially with the cholesterol levels, we both actually found out recently that we have high bad cholesterol, but we also have high good cholesterol.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. No, I mean, I don't know how I have high good cholesterol considering everything on that list. I'm like, nope. But anyways, get that checked, by the way,
That's
because
that's why it's important.
I've
Yes.
never gotten it checked, and my primary care was like, we're doing blood work. And who knew I had high
I recommend
cholesterol?
at least once a year when you do your annual to get your blood work done so you can check on these things like
Mhm.
this.
Yes, but it's good to know because it's something that I can look for. I can make sure I'm using something like olive oil in my meals,
Mhm.
or try to eat some of the things I like with pecans, or eat more sushi with avocado in
Mhm.
it, which
And
is
sushi has some
delicious.
good fish, which is also on the list.
Salmon. Yeah, that's true. It is. It is.
Absolutely. That might be why you have good cholesterol
That
because
might
we
be. I
we
love
love
salmon.
sushi.
I'm not, well, I do love salmon, but I love sushi. It's one of my favorite foods. My mom loves sushi too.
Mhm.
She doesn't really. She's watching, and she hates sushi.
She's gonna do the vomit emoji any
Yeah,
moment now
I
because we're
guarantee
talking
it.
about sushi. And then another healthy fat would be polyunsaturated fats, and those include the omega-3 fatty acids, and those are very essential. Your body can't make them efficiently, so you really need to get them from food.
Hmm.
And the big benefits here for these omega-3 fatty acids are heart health, brain health. It helps. I told you it's coming. Reduce the inflammation and lower triglycerides. And some of the really great ways to get these omega 3s are from salmon, which you mentioned. So eat more sushi. Sardines. Not a huge fan of sardines. Don't dislike them a whole lot
Hmm.
either. They're good on
Is it
pizza.
sardines and or am I thinking anchovies? Caesar salad.
Maybe.
I think it might be
Might be
anchovies.
anchovies, but I would imagine sardines and anchovies might be
I'm
in the
gonna look that up.
similar class. Mackerel, trout, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. I like chia
It's
seeds,
anchovies.
but I didn't particularly care for the consistency, so I saw um Janice doesn't like it either. That's okay. But chia seeds the other day, I don't always love the consistency.
I can't eat them
She
because of
doesn't
the
like the
consistency.
consistencies. They look like frog eggs. But I have seen in some recipes that you can blend or grind up the chia seeds, and so you have a better consistency, but they still retain that ability to absorb a bunch of moisture. Saw some recipes which we might have to share
Might
on
have to try them.
some overnight chia seed puddings that go along with the overnight oats, which we really really love. So those are some really good sources for the omega-3 fatty acids. Then there's also the omega-6 fatty acids. These ones are a little bit more common and easier to get, but they're also just as essential. So these are the ones that are found in nuts, seeds, and plant oils. So because they're easier to get, you might not need as many of them, but the key is to balance out and have
Mm,
some fatty three omega-3 fatty acids along with the omega-6 fatty acids.
yeah.
A lot of really long compounded
Yeah.
Words, a lot of tongue twisters today. So the goal isn't to eliminate the omega-6, it's to kind of balance them with the omega-3s, since the modern diets tend to be more skewed toward the omega-6 intake.
Mhm. And then segment 3 is the fats that should be limited, which is saturated fats.
Hmm.
This is where things get kind of interesting, because for years people thought the saturated fats were villains, but now research is kind of saying things are a little bit more complex and they're not completely awful, but they need to be limited.
Hmm.
Things like butter, cheese, whole milk, fatty cuts of meat, coconut oil. The general recommendation is more moderation rather than avoidance. You
Hmm.
guys know we love our cheese.
Hmm.
We prefer whole milk, but we will drink the others. We like butter. Like pretty much everything on this list is
Hmm.
things that we like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's good to have it's okay to have them, it just in moderation. Your body does need these too, just not as much. So these are items that you
Mhm,
probably should limit a little bit. And you know us, we don't cut anything out. Nothing's
mhm.
off limits for us. It's all about balance and moderation.
Yes. We don't typically do, speaking of like the like whole fat, reduced fat, like those kind of things with cheeses. We don't do fat free very often. We do use them in our recipes on here
Mhm.
sometimes just to keep the calories and bites lower. We will do reduced fat, but we love our whole fat food cheese. We just
Mhm.
use it in moderation
Mhm. It definitely tastes a lot better to me personally.
and it melts better.
It does. And then the fats you really want to avoid. So these are the ones that you want to have as little as possible.
This
The
does not mean zero,
yeah, it
by the
doesn't
way.
mean
We're
zero.
not saying never have these again because we will eat them too.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about, the examples then later. So saturated fat, you just want to have a lower amount, but the trans fat, you do want to have as few of this as possible because trans fats, they can raise the bad cholesterol, they can lower the good cholesterol,
Mhm.
and overall, this is what's going to increase the heart disease risk. And these come from quite a few different types of foods.
Like fried foods, certain packaged baked goods, foods containing partially hydrogenated, is that the word? Hydrogenated
Hydrogenated, yep.
oils. Many have been removed from the food supply, but reading the labels is very important just to make sure that you are
Mhm.
limiting these as much as possible.
Yes, I think one of the biggest areas where we used to struggle with the trans fats is fried foods. We would
Mhm.
go out to eat, we'd have the French fries, we'd have fried chicken, we'd have chicken tenders, those types of things. So that's really kind of where we cut down a lot. And now that we have reduced the trans fats pretty significantly, if we were to go out and have a bunch of fried foods, we our
Yes.
body doesn't like it.
Oh, it doesn't. Like, I almost get mean when I have fried foods. Like, my mood just gets, like, off. And that, like I said, that does not mean we never have fried foods, but we just
Mhm.
kinda have to brace ourselves for how we're gonna feel. And we're very, like, picky about what it is, but I'm almost get, like, grumpy and moody. Like, I can tell when I've had a fried food because it just completely affects my mood.
Mhm. And Radina mentions that she puts chia seeds in her yogurt every morning. I've done that quite a bit, but I do want to try that trick of grinding them so that they
Yeah, because
don't.
I don't like them looking like fish eggs. I can't do it. I'm a texture eater, so
She is very much so. So when it comes to healthy fats and wanting to balance as much of get them as much as you can because it does lower the bad cholesterol and raises the healthy ones.
mhm,
It gives you an overall better balance for your cholesterol. So like we mentioned, go to your doctor, have that blood work to see where you're at. Because looking at these, also your blood work will tell you if you're deficient in some vitamins. We were needing some B12, vitamin D, and have lower bad cholesterol. So
mhm,
these things can help you know what supplements you need to take. You know what foods to gravitate towards and what foods to gravitate away from. So very 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 important to get your blood work done and take
mhm.
care of it. So some examples of how you can replace some of the trans fats with healthier fats. Replace butter with olive oil if you can. It improves cholesterol markers in replacing processed snacks with nuts. Those can also help improve your
Mhm.
cholesterol and your it's satiety, say basically fullness.
Yeah.
I don't like some words sometimes.
But something to also remember and keep in mind is your overall eating pattern matters more than one single food. One avocado is not going to fix your cholesterol, just like one cheeseburger won't ruin it. One fried food's not going to ruin anything. Consistency is what matters.
Consistency, consistency, consistency. We love to occasionally indulge. Like tomorrow will be the first time in a month that we've had kind of a cheat meal, so to speak. We are going to enjoy dinner tomorrow and might overindulge a little bit more than we normally would, but that's not going to break us
Yeah.
because we don't make it a habit, and that's going to be one meal this entire month, and we've been doing pretty good with that. But we do have our snacks. We had a 200 calorie cinnamon bun the other day. So we do still enjoy those things. But really, really, what we want to drill down on here is balance and being consistent. So be as consistent as you can with removing those bad, so to speak, fats and having the healthy ones. But make sure you enjoy yourself.
Yes, and there are some easy swaps you can do. Like instead of ranch dressing, you use an olive oil based vinaigrette
I
if you
love
can.
vinaigrette, and
I don't.
I'm quite surprised at how
I'm
much I
picky,
like it.
y'all. I can't believe I'm losing weight because y'all, I'm noticing on this, like everything that they say to replace it with, I'm like, nah,
So instead of chips,
no,
have nuts.
I don't like nuts.
You like me, and I'm pretty nutty.
Yeah, that's true. Ice cream, I can do this without the walnuts. Instead of ice cream every night, do Greek yogurt. I have a Greek yogurt with Reese's, and that has peanuts in it.
And she'll blend up some cottage cheese, and that adds some protein to it too. So having that Greek yogurt will help her with the healthier fats. We could maybe try blending some nuts, so you really couldn't taste them, the consistencies. But instead of having those processed snack bars, and try having some apple slices with some natural peanut butter. We have been heavily leaning on healthy snacks and getting fruits. So we've probably gone to Costco we probably go to Costco once or twice a week now,
Just for fruit.
just for fruit, because our daughter is home, and gosh, the other day she was home from school, and now that school's over, we were like maybe 11 o'clock and she and she had breakfast, and she wanted like two or three snacks right before lunch, and I was like, dude, you have one breakfast, lunch, and one snack in 7 hours of school, and in like 5 hours you've had all of that plus an extra snack. So to help balance this out, because sometimes boredom causes you to eat, keeping those healthy snacks in the house, all those fruits and nuts are definitely good to help counteract some of those unhealthier options.
Yes, and also just some ways that you can add healthier fats to your meals. Like he mentioned earlier, put avocado on your toast, have some eggs, put some chia seeds in your yogurt for lunch, use olive oil dressing, and then put some nuts on a salad if you like that. We don't like that. We don't like nuts on our
Not
salad.
as much. But cook with olive oil too. That will help if you're needing to, make some caramelized onions. So instead of butter, put a little bit of olive oil on there, and that'll help you make your caramelized onions, but give you a little bit of healthy fats there. But then dinner,
salmon, trout, sushi,
roasted vegetables
with olive oil.
Exactly what I just mentioned. And then having those snacks, the mixed nuts, pistachio, almonds, guacamole. Nuts can also be kind of expensive, but keep an eye on the sales. I know Publix.
But also keep an eye on the servings.
Yes, servings. Yes, they can be. It's 1 ounce typically for like 170 calories. So keep an eye on that.
1 ounce of nuts is like
is not very much. So that will help you if you are lower on the calorie side, but they're more expensive too. So keep an eye on the sales. Publix has a lot of
like they have a BOGO all the time.
Absolutely. So we actually really pretty much got through.
I mean,
most of the stuff. I feel like we kind of flew through it a little bit. But if you missed anything, feel free to listen to the replay. But we will move on now to, since we've got just a few minutes left, to the recipe for the week. So let me switch over to that slide and let Courtney take over from here.
This is something I haven't made in a while. I'm gonna have to make it soon. But this is like a chili dog casserole. You need a half a cup of whatever kind of cheese you like, reduced fat, 4 cheese, Mexican shredded cheese. Now, when it comes to the reduced fat cheese, if you want reduced fat, I will tell you, if you have an Aldi near you, their reduced fat cheese, I don't know what they do to that. You would never know it's reduced fat ever. It is so good. It melts so good. Like that is what we will choose over any cheese ever. But other brands for some reason are not as good. So Aldi reduced fat cheese if you can get it. If not, whatever cheese you want. But anyways, a half a cup. 8 uncured turkey franks. We get the, I think it's the Ballpark
Mhm.
brand. Um, and then 15 ounces of turkey chili with no beans, or you can make your own. And then 8 carb counter, zero net carb tortillas. Is this carb counter? It's this brand, but it's the bigger ones. This brand, but the bigger ones. Um,
And don't ask why I have zero carb wraps
he
on my
has
desk
random foods on his desk, whatever.
because I had 2 of those, which is 60 calories and 5 grams of protein with some cheese sticks, and it was delicious.
Yeah. But you're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees and spray a 9 by 13 baking dish. Add a hot dog to each tortilla and roll it up kind of like a taquito. Lay them down, seam part down, and all of it should fit like perfectly. Spread the whole can of chili on top of the rolled up hot dog. Like I said, you can make homemade chili if you'd like. We've done this before with leftover chili, and it was still delicious. Add the cheese to the top. Place it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until cheese and chili are bubbly. You can top it with like chives, sour cream, whatever you want. It's so good. This is between 5 and 7 bites, depending on your plan. 15.7 grams of protein. There are some hot dogs and stuff that are higher protein, but will also be more bites. So if you want more protein, it depends on what you want. 5.5 net carbs and 214 calories.
Which is not bad. So that's why we also like to say to keep an eye on the macros because the bites are really good for general use,
Mhm.
but this is fairly low in calories. So
Yeah, we actually had something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have this as our recipe." And when I put it in,
there's way too many
it was
bites.
like 200 calories, but like 14 bites, and I was like, "Oh, never mind."
And because we realize that not
But
everyone
we also do the calories.
we yes
We
we
do
do.
the calorie plan, so
And not everyone has as many bites as we would when we're on the better balance plan. We generally have a little more bites to work with because we're still a little higher in weight. So
mhm.
let's move on and get this off of the screen. So thank you so much for joining us this week for Tuesday Talks with the Conways.
That's us.
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Feel free to comment, like I mentioned, if you have any ideas or questions. We
Mhm.
do like to keep an eye on the comments after the fact. So hope you have a good week, and we will see you all next week. And for all of our first time guests, we hope you come back and see us next week. Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.
Bye.